Hey guys, I'm Zach with ZD Productions. Thanks for joining me today for our story tip. Now today we're going to do a follow-up to one of our previous videos where we talked about footage you can be capturing right now to send out there to your audience. The big question I'm sure in many of your minds is, well, how am I going to capture it? Because maybe you don't have access to professional equipment. Maybe your normal camera crew that you bring out is not available. So what I would recommend right now is getting comfortable shooting video with your phone. Now these phones are incredible. They take some amazing footage just out of the box, just like this. And even the audio capture is pretty good. So I want to give you 5 tips today that's going to help elevate your footage so that you feel good about using it and sending it out there to your audience. Now tip number 1 is be the tripod. Now this is one of my pet peeves when I'm watching people's cell phone footage, that it's all over the place, right? Like you almost get seasick as you're watching this footage, and you definitely don't want your audience watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook to start getting queasy in their stomachs because they're watching the footage you put out there. Now when I say be the tripod, that just means you want to be thinking about how you can keep your phone as steady as possible when you're filming. This has to do with keeping your phone close to your core. This makes sure that as your body is steady, your phone's going to be steady as well. What you don't want to do is be holding your phone out here with one hand. That's going to get really jiggly. So think about keeping your elbows at your side and bringing your phone as close to your chest as possible while you're still able to see what's going on the screen. Now tip number 2 is slow your movements. As you're filming, you don't want to be moving your phone around like this. You have to be thinking about, what is the other person seeing? It's easy when you're filming to be looking at your phone and, oh, I want to show this. I want to show this over here. And because you're in the middle of it, it's not jarring. But if somebody is at home on their computer or their iPad and they're watching footage that is moving around like this all over the place, it's going to be really hard for them to follow, and it's going to be uncomfortable for them to watch. So remember, slow your movements down and pause on certain things that you want your audience to pay attention to. You can do panning motions from side to side, but make sure it's nice and slow. Make sure to stop so that people watching can actually see what you're filming. Now tip number 3 is make sure you have good audio. Now you can have footage that doesn't look so great, but as long as people can hear what's going on with the person saying on it, they'll forgive the bad footage. But if they can't hear what's going on, if there's too much background noise, you might as well not put the video out there in the first place. The best way to record audio is with what we call a lav mic. Now, a lav mic is just something that you can attach to somebody's shirt and then plug directly into your phone. These can be found relatively cheap on Amazon. Just search iPhone lav mic or iPhone microphone, and you should be able to come up with one of these for maybe $20 or $30. This is actually a Rode Smart Lav, and this retails for about $60. I would recommend getting this if you have the budget. Otherwise, anything is better than nothing. Now just a note, with everything going on right now, a lav mic is something that you touch, the other person's gonna touch, so make sure you have some little alcohol swabs that you can wipe off the mic before you hand it to your subject to attach to their shirt. If you don't have a microphone that you can plug into your phone, simply cup your hand around the end of your phone, and that's gonna help direct sound coming into your camera right into the microphone. Another thing to think about is when you're actually interviewing somebody or trying to capture sound bites of people, you might be able to hear them really well because as humans, our ears are really good at filtering out extraneous noise. But somebody watching on the computer is going to have a much harder time with that. So look at your surroundings. Think about the other noises that are going on where you're filming. If you want to hear somebody talking to the camera, make sure you're not doing it on the corner of a busy street or in a big, huge warehouse where there's 100 other people all doing other things at the same time. Try to find a quiet corner away from everything else that you can go with your subject to ask them questions and to record them. Now tip number 4 is pay attention to the lighting. If you're just getting shots of people working, stuff going on around the office, lighting is not a big deal. The main time you want to think about lighting is when you're actually talking to a person. Now, same thing as you've probably been noticing on a lot of Zoom and GoToMeeting calls, there's going to be that one person on the call where they're just a black face because, hey, they are set up directly in front of a giant window with the sun streaming in behind them. Same thing if you're taking footage with your cell phone of somebody. You don't want to have a bright light directly behind them shining straight into the phone. Simply flip them around so the light is coming onto their face. Now, as you can see right now in the studio I have set up, I have a light coming in right here on the side of my face. This gives some nice definition to my face as we're talking. If I had the light back here behind me, it wouldn't look so good. So simply be thinking about that. How can you maybe just turn the person just a little bit to face more into the light to be able to make the video that much better and that much easier to watch. Now, tip number 5 is find unique angles. Something that I enjoy about filming video is being able to capture the world the way I see it and being able to share that with people. Now, everybody sees from about, 5.5, 6 feet up. So you don't want to shoot everything from right here in front of your face. When you're shooting video, you want to get some different angles of things that people might not normally see, just to make it interesting and keep it engaging. So don't hesitate to take your phone and go down, go to the side, look up at something. All these different angles will give you a unique perspective on what you're showing and really engage people with the content that you're putting out there. Now, following these 5 tips might not elevate your cell phone footage to Hollywood movie quality, but it'll definitely make it better than where it is right now. And something I always tell people, go out there and practice. You're in your home right now. If you have some free time, go shoot some video of your kids, go into your backyard, practice these 5 tips that we talked about. The more you practice, the better video clips you're going to be able to capture and the better content you're going to be able to put out there for your audience.